Welcome back to 244 another short. The Grammys. We get right into it. Did they get that shit right this time? You can answer the question. I don't care about your answer, but you can leave that in the comments. We'll tell you what we think they did right or wrong. And to do so, I'll give you the floor for the first. Like, you know.
I think for once, the Grammys did okay.
Actually,
For once in a long time, you know?
for once in a long time, it didn't do so bad. Like, first of all, shout out to the Weeknd.
Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, the Grammy publicly apologized to that man for what they did a few years ago, like, pressuring him between choosing between the Super Bowl and the Grammys. Obviously, you gotta choose the Super Bowl because, like, the Grammys were trash, like, for the past decade. Like, it's the first time to get it right. Like, this year was a black celebration. It was a great celebration. But don't get me wrong, I'm coming for you next year, though. Like, I don't care if you got it right this time. But because you did get it right, we will get into it. First of all, like we said, the weekend, shout out to you. Finally got your respect. Great album, by the way. Hurry up tomorrow. But album of the year.
Finally, they Jay was spam calling them.
Yo, they was like, yo, hello. You gotta give this Grammy to Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
But our white country fans, we can't do that.
Well, like, yo, don't play with me. Like, Marcy Projects in this bitch.
Jay's phone number was coming up as like the Reaper.
Yeah. When Jay calls you, you can't play games that shit. Like,
yeah.
When Jay calls you, you better answer. Because if you
Yeah.
don't answer, well, I don't want to say it.
Well, they finally, they caved.
They gave.
But
oh,
it was deserving.
was deserving. To be
Beyonce.
fair, like, I don't care about your feelings. Beyonce deserved this. I really believe that, like, people might have a different opinion. They might think that Billie Eilish deserved it. Billy's album was great. I will give you that. She did have a great album, but I think that Beyonce actually, like, this was more than just like for Coward Carter. It was actually for, I believe, her entire body of work, her entire discography. And yeah, I think that, like, this Grammy was actually very deserving because, like, after 32 years of putting in work, she finally, like, got what she deserved. And
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that.
Yo, the Grammys were hella messy this year. They got
Actually,
Taylor to give the
I
Grammy to
know.
Beyonce. They got
And we all know why they did that. Like, because we all know who came in attendance with his wife and was, like, unannounced. Like, I don't even need to say his name. You guys do your research.
Diana Ross to give the Grammy to
To
Kendrick.
yeah.
And that's a reference to The Wiz,
Yeah.
which Kendrick referenced The Wiz
Mhm.
in his first big diss track, Euphoria.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was hella messy.
No,
And
no.
they had Not Like Us blaring.
Blaring, and everyone was singing that note, that part of the song that I'm not gonna, like, sing here for you, but, like, yeah,
Beyonce, Blue Ivy,
Jay-Z,
fucking Taylor Swift.
like, everyone,
everyone
like, it was
just dancing to that.
it was a celebration,
Yeah.
like, to end the career of a certain man. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. That man really has no friends in the industry.
Nah, he has no friends in the industry, and, like, he been crashing out. Like, he's out there in Australia, like, doing what he's doing, like, announcing, like, oh, I'm gonna drop, like, a solo album when the time is right. No one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares of your time or when the time is right.
Yeah.
That's not what you want. Unless you're rapping in every single song and addressing everything, keep the album. Thank you.
Yeah, but that was a self-fulfilling prophecy. No
Yeah,
friends in the
It,
industry.
it really was.
Yeah.
It really was. Like,
What was surprising,
Mhm.
someone who did have friends in the industry was Doechii.
Doechii has a lot of friends in the industry. Why? Because she has great talent, because she has great energy, because she's very positive. I like the fact that, like, she shouted out her mom. Her mom was there on stage with her.
Mm.
She's been talking about her mom, like, many times, saying that her mom was very supportive, was a big
Yeah.
influence, like, in her music, in the way she does her artistry. And Doechii is deserving of everything that
For
she
sure.
got.
For sure. I mean, even her music, she talks about, she has the line, literally the line, I wonder what labels see in a bitch this black.
Yeah,
And that's a thing in the music industry.
it is a thing in the music
For her to
industry.
show up with an album,
Mhm.
there were like no hooks,
Exactly.
no hooks, no choruses,
Uh-huh.
just like a straight rapping album
Yeah.
showing off stories, lyrical ability,
Mhm.
like unapologetically being who she is,
Being
and
from-
also being as dark skinned as she is.
Mhm.
Like that's in the industry, those are not the people who they push and elevate.
No, and I mean I don't need to like give like a course to people, but I think that everyone like either you watch TV or listen to music, like in both spaces, like movies and music, it's very rare to see dark skinned women getting their proper shine, their proper respect. Like, you
Yeah.
know, and the fact that Doechii is finally getting the respect, that people are acknowledging her talent, um, acknowledging her artistry, respecting her, respecting the music, respecting the person. And honestly, like, I mean, she's a beautiful person in and out. Like, you
Yeah.
know, she has great energy.
Yeah.
And I love the speech that she gave about Black women pursuing their dream, and especially dark-skinned Black women
Yeah.
pursuing their dreams. Because,
Yeah.
like you said, it's like, it's unfortunately still pretty unusual in 2025 to see someone
Yeah.
that dark-skinned getting to
Yeah.
that high level.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so shout out to her. I think that like she's definitely a change in the industry that we need.
For sure.
Like, you know, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Shout out to TDE too.
Shout out to TD. I mean, she's got a Grammy. Kendrick. I mean, what can I even say? Like, you know, 22 Grammys at this point. She's definitely gonna be nominated next year for GNX, which means that for the first time in history, someone might become bigger than Jay-Z in terms of Grammys. Like, you know, because Jay-Z and Kanye have the most Grammys, both tied 24 Grammys. Kendrick 22 so far. I bet that he's most likely gonna be nominated for at least 5 Grammys next year.
Yeah.
Something like that. Will at least get 2 or 3. So
Yeah.
he's either gonna tie them or go like further.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that people who thought that this year was like, you know, gonna die down when it comes to like the Kendrick, you know, the Kendrick ascension. I hate to say this to you, but 2026, that boy still got it. Like,
Remember
you know,
after the rap beef wrapped up, everyone was saying, yeah, Kendrick has nothing else. He's not going to drop anything. You know, enjoy this win, but
Mhm.
Kendrick's not going to do anything else. He's not
Mhm.
going to drop more music.
Mm-hmm. And then jokes on you. Jokes on you. Because he dropped GNX on your face. On your fucking face. Best believe that.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Grammys were hella messy.
No, the
playing
Grammys-
that chunk of
Yeah.
Not Like Us.
Uh-huh.
The worst part.
Yeah, like
Of
literally
Not Like
the
Us.
worst part of Not Like Us, they played that shit. Like that shit was blaring. Everyone in attendance was like dancing, celebrating,
Yeah.
screaming, being enjoyed. This was a beautiful Black celebration. And I can't believe I'm about to say it, but Taylor Swift, shout out to you. Because you celebrated that shit with us.
Yeah.
And I guess we have to thank you for that. Like, you know, that was
Okay,
It
don't
was,
don't go too far.
I know that's what I'm gonna say. Like, you know, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yo, any other big moments in the Grammys?
Yeah, Thames.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Thames, like, you know, shout out to
Mm.
like, you know, shout out to my African sisters and brothers. Like, you know, being from Congolese background myself, like, you know, I'm not Nigerian, but it's beautiful to see
Yeah.
Africa and Nigeria on such a big stage
sure.
and like getting their flowers.
Yeah.
Seeing Them win like best African music performance, like, you know, she absolutely deserves it.
Yeah.
I hope she goes further and further and further, and
Yeah.
like her career keeps getting bigger. Because like there's definitely a movement. Either it comes like from Thames, Rema, Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido. Like, I mean, there's so many names, but yeah. Shout out to everyone who's from African background. I see you, and this was a celebration for all of us because this was beyond just being African. This was really a Black celebration. And yeah, the Grammys were a little bit messy, but they definitely got it right. They definitely did something different this time.
Yeah.
They basically did what we asked them to do for the
Yeah.
past fucking 20 years, like,
Yeah.
you know, and I hope they keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I also hope that they will have a new host. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all you're gonna say.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
Well, I'm gonna say Trevor Noah he's too soft to host.
Too soft.
Yeah.
Boy, we
Yeah.
like you. I really respect you. You opened the doors for a lot of us, like, you know, on the
Yeah.
big stage. But when it comes to the Grammys, you're too soft. I'm sorry.
There's a bit of pandering.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
a
lot.
safe choice.
It's too safe.
Yeah, and
It's too
that's all
safe.
we'll say about that.
That's all we say about that.
But otherwise, Black History Month started off okay.
Yeah. Hey, like honestly, for once, I feel like we got some respect on the big stage. Like you said, it started out okay. And yeah, like I'm pretty like this surprised and
Yeah.
happy that like these Grammys were actually like pretty
Yeah.
good. Like
Yeah.
and I can't wait to see what's next because next year, the Weeknd will be nominated, like
Mhm.
for Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kendrick for JNX. Other people will most likely nominate it for like whatever work they do, but
Yeah.
I don't really care because we don't matter that much. But yeah, like it was definitely a celebration. It was
Yeah.
really about Black music this time,
Yes.
and it made me happy. I felt like a little kid. I was just happy
Nice.
to see
Nice.
that. And yeah, I'm just like I'm just waiting to see what's next.
Dope. All right, that's a
Yeah,
wrap.
that's a wrap. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You can find us on like Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Blue
Mhm.
Sky, TikTok. We everywhere. Next up, Super Bowl. We already we got a video for that. Please go watch it.
We will have a reaction video to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
You gotta
So
check that out.
watch that too. Check that out. And see you next time, my fools. See ya.
Yeah.